Sleepy Kitty equals Sunday vibes. Yeah, yeah. If you go into the Discord general chat, I posted a photo. Both of my co-hosts here are sleeping on the job, so you can see the two of them curled up on the couch. Rocket is just out of frame here, but.
All right.
Okay, so we have Andrea from Rain City Games coming up next.
She's still muted.
Oh, Andrea, you're still apparently muted.
Oh, oh.
Sorry, I thought you had control over mute.
Oh.
I was waiting for you to finish up discussing cats.
Sleepy cats, yes.
Yes, we have a few of those hiding around here too.
Alrighty.
Awesome. Well, you can probably guess what the group has decided to play. Yeah.
Take it away.
Okay, I shall. So,
hey everyone, I am Andrea, co-owner of Rain City Games with Channing. Rain City Games has 2 locations here in the Lower Mainland, one in downtown Vancouver and one in New Westminster. And one of our favorite games to come out during this past long year has been Super Skill Pinball 4Cade, which obviously is a very serious game. It is a weird and wonderful little roll and write game. So I guess we're continuing the trend that Dennis kicked off here. And yeah, we're going to dive into it. Oh, over in the chat, I'm going to paste in. So if you haven't printed a board of your own, I just pasted in a link where you can download the board that we'll be using today for free. So go ahead and if you have a printer, if you're able to download it, go ahead and do that so that you can play along with us. You have a bit of time to get the printer going because I am going to explain the rules a bit before we get going. So you have some time. Now inside the game, there are actually 4 different boards. We're going to be playing on sort of the intro one, the Carniball. Oops, there it is, Carniball board. Let me, so I don't have to squint and see which what the camera is looking like. But there is also like a cyber hacker. Yeah, it's called cyber hack board and dance fever because nothing says pinball quite like disco apparently. And it's the last one, Dragon Slayer, which is sort of an RPG style game. You can see this one's extra complicated because unlike just having a scoring board here, there's a scoreboard, but there's also like stats and things as you level up your character through the treacherous pinball machine. And it's really funny. I find it really funny. I don't know if I can find the board for that. We have things jammed in here pretty well. Yeah, there's the old disco side with the boogie bonus. And here's the RPG side. If you wanted to see, there's all kinds of stuff going on. But we're going to keep it simple today because I know a lot of folks haven't played it or haven't played it very much. So we will start at the beginning. One thing I appreciate about the game is that all of the scoreboards come not quite pre-laminated, but they have like a nice smooth surface that you can just use dry erase markers on directly, and it comes with dry erase markers. A lot of other roll and writes for our store demo copies, we end up laminating them ourselves, which is no big deal, but it's also, you know, an extra step. So here, you just have them preset from the hop, and you're good to go. Another cool thing that it comes with is these little pinballs. See, It looks like a little ball that you're scooting around the board here. So obviously a lot of thought has been put into the components, but if you're just playing from home and you don't have the full setup, that is fine. You can imagine that there's a little silver ball guy scooting around there. There's my lid. I'm going to use that as our dice tray. And we have an interloper. Shoo. Okay. So here's our setup. I'm going to be using the box lid as our dice tray. We're super fancy here. And we've got our board and our scoreboard on the side. So I know there's a lot going on this board here, but there's like 3 main categories, or 2.5 main categories of things that you need to keep in mind. And then actually sort of the language of the graphic design will tell you how to interact with each of these things. So the first thing to keep in mind is the borders for each of the like fields that you can fill out. If there is a dotted border, like down here at the bottom with these little flipper panels, if there's a dotted border, then these stay filled in until the end of the round. A round is when you have nowhere else to play and your ball goes out of play. It falls down through the bottom. At that point, you will erase anything that had a dotted line. The next type of border are these solid lines, solid with a single line. These you will keep filling up until the set is complete. So like that. At that point, once you've completed a set, then you can activate whatever thing that set applies to. So in this case, the Ferris wheel cars, oh my God, cat, just move on. The Ferris wheel cars correspond to this skill shot here. So you would erase these 3 and then choose a bonus on the side. We'll talk about the bonuses a little bit later, but just understand that if it's a solid border, they act as a set. Once a set is complete, you can reset. And you'll find those here and here and here and along the sides down here. And I think that's it. The last type of border is the double lines. And you can just find those down along the bottom here. And double lines are permanent. Once you've crossed it off, that's it. No more. Cool. So those are your borders. The other thing to keep in mind is regions. So there's 4 main regions on your board. You've got the top section, the second, this one here, and this one down here. They all have official names, but I don't have my cheat sheet in front of me, so we can imagine. In general, once you've completed or checked off something from one region, you have to move down to the next region. There are 2 exceptions to that. The first exception is in the bumpers up here. You can just keep bumping back and forth until you have no more valid plays, and then you have to move down. The other exception is how you get back to the top. One of the flipper panels, this guy, if you successfully move off of the yellow side, it will shoot you right back up to the top. Oh, here, I should be using the ball. There we go. Now it's on theme. It'll shoot you right back up to the top here, and then up to the Ferris wheels where you can reset. If you were on the red one instead, you actually have 2 choices to go. You can either go up this strong arm chute. I really should get the official names. The feat of strength. So if you go up the feat of strength path, then you can come back down into this thing on the next turn. Alternatively, you can shoot just directly into the bumpers. But because you're coming off the red little flipper panel, you cannot go all the way up to the very tippy top. Okay, so you've got your box borders, and your regions of the board, and that'll guide most of your gameplay. As far as specific bonuses go, there is skill shot on the side, and that basically lets you cheat and choose what your die value is going to be. So if you have previously, filled out the Ferris wheels and activated one, you can choose which of these you want it to be. And let's say I want it to be the number 4. I'd circle that and then keep playing as normal. And then let's say at some point, I really, really, really want my die to be a 4. I rolled up a 1 and a 3, and that's just not working out. So I'm going to use my skill shot and say, no, actually, that was totally a 4. And just pretend that one of those was a 4 for you, and only for you, not for the other players. Let's see, the bumpers here, as you're bouncing back and forth, you do get a point every time you score one of these. So a score in this case, I should mention, when we roll 2 dice, you're going to choose 1 and use it on the board. There's an exception for if you have 2 balls in play, but generally speaking, you're going to be choosing 1. Say I chose the number 3. I would cross that off on my bumper. And then let's say I roll again and I get a 5. Awesome. I will proceed to the next bumper here. You can generally only go clockwise. And then I can just stay up here. Maybe the next one is a 1. Oh, cool. I can stay up here. And each of these times that I'm hitting the bumpers, I get to score points. So actually I'm at 3 points right now. 1, 2, 3. Woohoo. Let's say the next one I rolled a 2 and a 5, and I can't go backwards, and I can't reactivate the same bumper that I have here. So I would have to drop down to the next section. My bumper career is over for now. And that's pretty much how the bumpers work. Again, once all 12 of these have filled up, because they have solid borders, you would erase all of them and reset. Down here in this creepy clown section, you have 2 sides. So you have the duckies and the balloons, naturally. If you fill out all of the duckies, all 3 of these little panels over time, then you get to choose one of these bonuses. You can get Multiball, which introduces a second ball into play. You can get a flipper pass, which means that either flipper can send you to all regions. So the red one could send you up to the top, and the yellow one could send you to the feat of strength. It just gives you a little bit more flexibility. That one will only be active until the end of the round. So when you lose all balls in play. And then at that point, you no longer have the flipper pass active, but this square remains X'd out. You can't reactivate it to the end of the game. And then the last one is filled 2 feet of strength spaces. Might as well talk about the feat of strength right now. So the feat of strength, you're going to have to keep coming back to multiple times in order to fill it out. You'll start with number 1 and cross that off, and then go back about your business. And then maybe later you're on the red flipper and you roll a 2 and you're like, oh, cool. I'll just bounce up here, activate the 2, and then it comes back down to creepy clown land. And then a little bit later in the game, you get a number 3. So as you go up, you get points for wherever you are. You start out with 0 points, but then the 2 and the 3 have a single point icon each, and then it goes up to 2 to 5 to 20. So if you're filling out 2 of these feet of strength spaces, that's pretty sweet. You just kind of do that and that, score your 7 points in this case for the 2 and the 5, and then continue on. So that's pretty useful. And then the last thing over on the ducky side is you can activate this as many times as you like. Just get 2 points for finishing. So you get 1 point every time you fill things out, and then 2 points for completing the whole set. there's a lot of point scoring in this game. Like, that's why there's so many stars off on the side there. Over on the balloons, same idea. You're filling out these little paddle things. Obviously, I play a lot of pinball in real life. And same idea, once you've completed the set, then you can activate the abilities down here. We've got the out lanes, which are the lanes on either side of the flippers. We'll get to them in a minute. Bumpers ×2, so these are the bumpers along the side. Basically, you score double points. Sorry, bumpers. Bumpers are up here. You would double your points. So instead of getting 1 point every time you ran into one of these guys, you'd be getting 2 points. And you can go counterclockwise. Normally, you can only go clockwise. And each of these are just like the flipper pass over here, where you would activate it once and only once for the whole game. And it's active until the round ends. And then multi-ball, so that's another one where you would have 2 balls in play. And then again, there's an infinite bonus over here for just straight up points. Okay. We'll do a little recap before we get going. We're almost at the end. I know it's a lot of rules, but hang in there. We're almost there. So last are the little flippers down here. And there's basically, for each of the flippers, there's 3 spaces you can go. There's onto the flipper itself, and you would just, let's say I rolled a 2 and I would choose, okay, the space covers 2 and 3, so I'll just cross that off. And then continue with play as normal. There's also lots of cat noises. There's also the middle channel here, and you would score, let's say I had my 2, and I would score 2 points here and then continue on down the channel and just play as normal. So I'd get 2 points for crossing that off. These are 0 points. Unless I go down the out lane, which is the outermost lane. And in this case, let's say I rolled a 6 and I'm over here. Say we've been playing a little bit and things look like that. So I rolled my 6. The ball is going to be going out of play. So I'm going to be losing the ball in just a second. But before that happens, I'll activate it and I get 2 points per filled yellow flipper box. One thing we found out when Channing and I were playing last time is that this one doesn't count. You get 2 points for every box that's stacked up directly on top of the flipper. So in this case, I'd get 4 points. And mark that off over there. And then because I'm losing the ball, assuming that there isn't another ball in play from multi-ball, I would just erase everything. Okay. And that is all. That's all. Oh, last one. That's all the features on this board. There's one more feature over here, the nudge. So you can nudge 3 times. Apparently it's like, hitting the pinball machine as you're playing. Let's say I rolled a 2 and a 5. I really wanted a 3, and I don't have a skill shot that'll help me out up here. I can say, well, 2 is kind of like a 3. So I've adjusted it by 1. So I've nudged it by 1. And then I'm going to cross this off because I've nudged once. You only get 3 nudges for the entire game. So use them wisely. And I apologize for the psychotic cat in the background. Shut up. Stop. So I've nudged it. I've done whatever I needed to do with my magical number 3. It's a difference of 1. Now we'll roll both the dice and see what my fate is. So the next round, I've rolled a 6 and a 4. The difference between the 2, surprise, we're doing math, is 2. 2 is more than 1. I know, complex stuff here, which means I have passed. That's wonderful. Game resumes as normal. No big deal. You can use the 6 and the 4 for your next move. Just forget this ever happened and you can erase your nudge. However, if I had rolled, let's say, a pair. The difference between 2 4s is 0. That is less than the nudge. That's not good. That means I have tilted and I don't know, frozen the machine or something. In that case, you lose your ball. The round immediately ends for you. So nudging is useful, but don't get too greedy. Don't turn like a 1 into a 6. You're going to be in trouble. So just be cautious. It's an option available to you, but don't get greedy. Cats. Great. And that is everything. So to recap, there's solid borders that reset when you complete the set. There's double borders, which are permanent to the end of the game. And then there's dash lines, which are you reset when you lose all balls in play. Okay. You're scoring off on the side, you got your nudges, you got your regions of the board. Remember, you can only move down because gravity and everything, unless you have specific reasons for going back up again, basically just the flipper panels. And you can cruise around in the bumpers for a while. It makes a lot more sense once you start playing, as with most games. All right, what's the rabble? Nothing wrong with that. Oh, your pinball noises. Excellent. We're all a little crazy this morning. Perfect. So hopefully that's been enough time for you to print out your boards and you're ready to go. Cool. Well, since I'm the one with the dice, I'll be rolling. Again, we're going to be starting with one ball up at the top. The other ball will just kind of hang out for now. Put it over here. That's nice. I'm going to roll 2 dice every round. Hopefully get them on camera. Oh, looks like your view field is a little narrower. Okay. You will choose one of the 2 dice and then mark off whichever one you want to do here. So up in the top region, 5 and 6 are basically the same thing because they're both the same Ferris wheel. Or Ferris wheel car. So I imagine we all have the same move for this first round. All right, 3 and a 4. So we have to move down. We can't stay up in Ferris wheel land. So you can choose either a 3 or a 4 for the bumpers. I'm going to go 3. And crossing that off gives me a point. Sweet. I have to figure out how to shake dice left-handed. Okay, 3 and a 4. Well, unfortunately, that is the bumper that we're already on, so we can't reactivate it. So we have to go down to Creepy Clown Land here. Just not the real name, but I'm sticking with it. And you can choose whether you want to go with duckies or balloons. You could go down to the flipper panels, but that's silly. Do one of these. I'm gonna go. Let's go duckies. So we've got a 1 and a 3. So we can't reactivate anything here in Creepy Clown Land. So we're going to go down to the flippers and you can choose which of these sections you want to activate. Okay, so that is a 1 and a 4. And in my case, since I chose the yellow side, I'm going to go all the way up to the tippy top here. If you were on the red side, you could either go to the bumpers here, or you could use the 1 to mark off the first section in feats of strength. Your choice. 5 and 6. Remember, you get a point for each bumper. Oh, and I should have gotten a point for duckies too. Sorry, I guess I didn't explicitly say that, but the symbol for points in this game is that star in a circle. So anytime you see that and you check something off next to a star in a circle, you should take a point. So I forgot to take one for the side bumpers here. So duckies and balloons do score a point for each space. Anyway, 3 and a 4, which does not help me very much. All right, next up, 4 and 6. That is 3 and 6. And I filled in my last Ferris wheel. Go with the number 2. And because I've filled out all of my Ferris wheels, I'm going to clear them back out again. Cool. Right. 2 and 4. I'm going. Okay. 2 and 2. Which is unhelpful. Come on, duckies. Four and 2. 5 and 6. Oh, that was a point. I'm the worst at like scoring continuous points as I go. 6, 7. Yeah, it means I missed one somewhere along the way. Whatever. Okay, 3 and 4. Let's see. So I was here. 7, 8 dance. Oh. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so next one is 1 and 6. Mm. Two and 4. 3 and 6. Yes. Duckies. Okay, I filled out my duckies. I'm gonna go multi-ball and clear this out. So if you do go multi-ball, that means you will not be choosing between the dice. You're gonna have one ball using one die and the other ball using the other die. So this guy stays down here because you just activated the duckies, and the new guy is gonna come in at the top. Just like in real pinball. Ones. Okay. Well, multi-ball was fun while it lasted. This guy goes out the side. Dang it. Okay. 2 points per filled red flipper box. So that is 2 and 4. But I do still have this one here. So I'm gonna check off my Ferris wheel. So because I never actually had a point where there were no balls on the board, my round hasn't ended. Even though I have lost the original ball, the new guy is still in play. Okay, 2 and 6. Running out of options. Okay, 2 and 6 again. 6 over here. That's a 4 and a 6. Wah, wah. All right, because I have no other valid moves down here, I go out the other outlane. So 2 per flipper. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm out for this round. So I will erase everything with a dotted line. And everything with a single solid line and a double solid line do stay in place. Okay. How are you guys? You still got... Oh, skill shot. So a skill shot... Oh, I probably could have used a skill shot. Whatever, I'll save it for the next round. A skill shot means that if you find yourself stuck, can't use whatever dice you have in front of you, you can say, well, one of those is clearly, in my case, a 2, because I previously activated the number 2 as a skill shot, and so you could just play as though one of the dice had been a 2. Obviously, you would erase that at that point. And you can have multiple skill shots activated. So if you've really been hitting those Ferris wheels, you can have multiple options there. Sweet. Okay. So that was round 1. I'm now going to cross off round 2 and start a new ball with a new chance. Come on, number 2. Double 6s. Hope you were looking for 6s. Last time I played with Channing, like every other roll was doubles of something. It was really annoying. Okay. 2 and 5. Well, definitely 5. 1 and 4. Woohoo! I can finally do 2 bumpers in a row. It's actually how bumpers are supposed to work. Next up, 4 and 3. Woohoo! Options again. I'm on a roll. We'll go 3. The store is pinging me. Okay, not an emergency. Come on, 6. No. Okay. 1 and 4. Ooh, but I do get balloons. So that was a point for that. And then let's try multi-ball again. Live a little, you know? So multi-ball comes in up top. This guy's good here. One thing I forgot last time, multi-ball was active, but we can do now. When multi-ball is active, you're also supposed to double any points that you score along the way. So multi-ball actually is quite useful. Gives you a new second shot at life and extra points. 2 and 4. We'll do this guy. We'll do this guy first. So 4. And I'm gonna do number 1. So that was the 4, and then down here, number 2. Yeah, we'll go over here. So because it's multi-ball times 2, so that's 4 points. 2, 3, 4. 3 bumpers in a row. Sweet. Okay. 3 and 4. Do this guy first. He gets a number 4. Bumper's almost full. So nice when you finally clear the bumpers out and you can finally like start going back around them again. Okay, so that was the 4. So up here, number 3. Well, I can't go to the bumpers and I can't do this guy, so I actually can only go this high, the creepy clown land. This had been cleared out the previous turn. So I'll go back to my duckies. And that's 2 points because there's 2 balls in play. I don't think I scored 2 for that. Whatever. Should have used a pencil. Yeah. Yeah. The dry erase markers really do make things a little bit easier. Maybe come up with some like secret code where you start crossing things off along the side and you just keep track of which squares are active. Okay, 5 and 3. So this guy's going nowhere. This guy's coming back down. So do 5 over here. 2 and 3 here. Boop. 2 and 1. Yes, finally a feat of strength. Okay, so I'm going to use my 1 over here. Doesn't get me any points, but you know, someday I'll be strong. That was number 1. And then this guy's coming down here with a number 2. Put you there. Awesome. So coming out of feat of strength, I'm just going to hang out here with my creepy clown. I'm not quite there yet. 6 and 3. Sure. It can be number 3 for 2 points. And you can take number 6 to the top. Different color pens. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Each round is a different color. So that is 5 and 3. Okay, you can come down 5. That's 4 points. And 3 doesn't do me a lot of good down here. So I'm going to fall down to the next. Wondering whether I should be using the skill shots, but I don't know. I'm going to be a little bit more conservative about using them. So that's 2 points because of multi-ball. Still in your first ball, man. I mean, congratulations. Okay, 2 4s. There are your choices. This guy's going up top. Oop. And this guy's coming down to here. Okay. Two and 5. Oh, sweet. I thought I was going to have to use my skill shot for my feat of strength, but apparently not. Do that. Got 2 because multi-ball. 5 over here. Okay, you know what? I'm going to try my nudge. So I'm going to nudge the 5 by 1 point to make it a 6. So that's 1 here, and we'll cross off one of my nudges because this just needs to like get cleared up. So hopefully I don't roll doubles. Come on, no doubles. Dang it. It's like I summoned it. Okay, so that ball goes away. It was fun while it lasted. Okay, I'm gonna use one of my skill shots and make this a number 2 to finish off my duckies. So I will erase number 2. And that got me only 1 point because I no longer have multi-ball, which doesn't need to be there. But I do get, tell you what, I'm going to fill up 2 feats of strength just to get things moving along. And do that and that. 1 plus 2. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then we'll clear out duckies. I'm pretty sure I didn't get a point for the sides, but whatever. Okay. Three and 5. Oh no. Okay. Use my skill shot to keep me going here. I was hoping to use it somewhere else, but just not meant to be. Five, and that was a 3. We have photographic evidence. Okay. Zipping on up, and there's nothing for me in the Ferris wheels except dry erase marker grossness. Okay. I will come down to here, and there's still nothing for me. Oh. So I'm down to here with a 5 and a 3. Jeez. That one. Okay. 5 and 4. This ball is not long for the world. I'm running out of flipper spaces. We've decided that this is probably what keeps the game moving, you know, like you can bounce around here all you like, but you can only come down to the bottom of the board a limited number of times before it's time to move on to the next round. Okay. 1 and 4. Yes. Get my 1 back. Cool. Four and 3. All right, I'm going to use my skill shot and finally clear these guys out. So that's a 1. Pretend I crossed it off. And they all come clean. Yes. Options. Okay. Back in business. 1 and 2. Oh, come on. Those are like the only 2 things that I can't play up there. Balloons. The constant battle of balloons versus duckies. Oh no. And I'm done. All right, I have no more balls for that round. If you still do, keep playing as you are, but I'm just bemoaning my fate. So I'm going to take a quick moment to erase the flipper regions. And then I will be crossing off my final round with the ball. Okay, here we go. We're going to earn the big points now, right? Six and 5. Should like be a bingo caller. Bingo's a game. 6 and 4. Since this is TCTC, I think it was the last in-person TCTC. I was one of the last people there cleaning up because we normally have a giant setup at the event. And I guess we were running late or something because the seniors had come in to take over the biggest room in the community center because it was bingo night. And man, they were serious about their bingo. Like they had those like fancy stamp pens that allow you to stamp circles on your bingo sheet, and they were like glaring at us because we were in their bingo space, which, you know, fair enough. It's their evening, their activity, but hooey, bingo. Okay. Get a point for my duckies. Bumpers times 2 plus multi-ball times 2 means yes, you are earning a lot of points. Yeah, I guess it'd be times 4. Or would you then, oh, on the side, no, on these bumpers here. Yes, you'd be earning 1 point, but it's doubled because of bumpers. And then, yeah, 4 points for each of those. 3 and 6. On 5. Go 5. 4 and 6. You know what? Feeling greedy again. I'm gonna try an edge. That's 5 points. If you are somehow able to have multi-ball and complete the feats of strength, just saying, it's a lot of points. Do give it a go if you're able. 5 and 2, which is far enough apart that I do not tilt this round. Woohoo! Still going. Although neither of those numbers are very helpful. Three and 2 to the tippy top. Yeah, sure. Ooh, got 40. I mean, that's wonderful, Dennis. I'm so glad to hear it. I miss the friendly heckling that normally comes with these games. Like, I'm so happy for your good fortune. 3 and 6. Two and 6. Four and 6. Try bumpers. Oops. That gets an X. That gets an outline. That gets erased. Good work, balloons. One and 5. Smearing my X's. Okay. 3 and 5. 3 times bumpers times 4 each. Well, if anybody's betting on this game, which please don't, but if anybody is, you might want to put your money on Dennis, it sounds like. Okay, 2 and 3. One and 4. Right, duckies. Going flipper pass. So flipper pass means each flipper can access each side of the board. So the red flipper can go to the yellow side, yellow to red, etc. Just opens up some options, you know? Oh, and bumper bonus is active, so that's actually 2 points. Cool. So 4 and 6. 2 and 3. Ferris Wheels. Current score is 111. Mine is not. 5 and 1. Go 5. Which is a point. Oh wait, it was bumper bonus for these guys, not for these side things. So that extra point I gave myself down here, I'll just apply to the one that I did there. My mistake. 3 and 2. So we'll do a 2 over here. Because bumper bonus, we'll get 2 points. Four and 4. It's 2 points there. Still on your first ball. What are you doing? I gotta learn my strategy from you. Okay. 3 and 5. See, I filled out there. It's going over here. You're also still on your first ball? Hey. I mean, that's great, but I'm like circling the drain over here. 4 and 6. 5 and 3. 5 and 1. I'm gonna turn one of them. I'm gonna use the skill shot and turn it into a 6. All right, catching up. Although, again, if you're still on your first ball, then it's going to be, yeah, hard to catch up. 6 and 5. One and 3. Because if you're still on your first one, you must have been like hitting the bumpers a lot. Plus multi-balls will keep you going. Although if you're filling up the flipper things down here, that limits your time in play. They do not clear when they're full. 3 and 4. Whoop. 6 and 5. Five and 3. Three and 3. Oh, I'll use my skill shot to turn them into a 6. Still in the game. Six and 3. Okay, because I have flipper pass, I can use the red to go all the way up here. And 2. Yep, remember this bumper region here is the only region that you can stay in multiple turns in a row. Everything else, you activate once and then you have to go down one or down a region. So that was the Ferris Wheels. 5-minute warning. Uh-oh. 25. Oh, yeah. Okay. So that's doable. Okay, 2 and 3. And bumper bonus. That's 2. Four and 6. Five and 4. Ooh, turn it into a 2. And I'm saved for now. Okay. 2 and 4. 2 and 6. Ooh, I'm gonna use my last nudge. Am I? Yeah, sure, why not? Okay. That 2 is now a 1. Success, and that's 2 points. Which means I can erase all of these. Awesome. There. Two and 3. Fall down here. Balloons. Yeah, I'll do outlane bonus. Awesome. Because I have a feeling I'm about to use the outlane. 3 and 6. No, neither of those are useful numbers, though. Don't have any way to save myself. Use my nudges. Rounds go. I don't think I need doubles before this one. I think I'm out. Well, I cleared 100, so that's nice. Okay, for those of you still playing, sounds like we still got 20 minutes of dice rolling. 3 and 4. But my final score is 102. I think I skipped a few scoring opportunities, but whatever, that's pretty standard for me. 4 and 5. Just add a little mustache here. It's good. 5 and 1. 5 and 4. 3 and 1. 5 and 1. 6 and 1. 3 and 3. 2 and 5. Forgetting my numbers. 4 and 6. 1 and 1. Wonder which one you'll choose. Tea break. How are you guys doing in the chat? We still got, I guess we have to still have people playing if you are still on the first ball. TCTC's on the last ball. in the bumpers. Second ball. Got folks hanging in there. Nice. 4 and 3. Ah, disaster. Okay, we're good. 5 and 1. Six and 2. Yeah, the bumpers are key. All those points, especially if you can get the bumper bonus. Guess this one over here. 2 points per, plus whatever other bonuses you have going. Not bad. 3 and 5. 6 and 1. Five and 3. Mondo Fishy. I'm familiar with that name. Channing, aren't you supposed to be working? Five and 6. Three and 2. Lost on the 5 and 3. Oh, folks are starting to drop out, which is good timing because we only have 15 minutes. 171 points. Nice. Me with my 102. 5 and 3. Of course, we GameStar owners always throw our games when we're playing against new players. Of course, you know, we got to build up your confidence. That's what's going on here. I swear. 4 and 6. So do us convention hosts. Is that why you beat me? 200. I mean, great job. Six and 1. Five and 3. Three and 4. One and 3. Just fell the entire table. Four and 4. Three and 4. Scoot things over real quick. Four and 6. 2 and 2, the dreaded doubles. Three and 2. Three and 4. Six and 6, doubles. Two and 2. I suspect at least 2 people are still playing. How are you guys doing? What game is this? This is the very serious Super Skill Pinball 4K. This is the Carniball board. I am out, but more skillful players are still in. 2 and 3. Best roll and write of this last year, possibly ever. It is pretty sweet. I should mention that those more advanced boards that I showed you at the very beginning get a lot more of these chaining combos. 3 and 4. And I'm really intrigued to try the D&D, I mean, totally not D&D based one, because you're like leveling up your character and getting bonuses along the way, and like how you translate RPGs into a roll and write pinball style game. It sounds kind of wild. 1 and 4. Still playing. Last ball, 147. Four and 2. Six and 1. 218. Two and 2. One and 4. Three and 3. Six and 5. Three and 5. One and 3. Bumper, bumper, bumper. Sounds like the bumpers have come to an end. 4 4 and 2. Oh, heads plays out. Or heads up play. Oh yeah, heads up play makes a lot more sense. Heads up play. 5 and 5. 150. Dennis, does that mean you're still in? 236? Not too shabby. 5 and 1. If anybody is still in, please let us know in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to keep calling bingo over here. All right, Genesis is out. Heads up play is out. TCTC's out. All right. For anyone still in, your last one that I'm rolling for you is 5 and 1 again. Cool. Well, it sounds like there were a lot of really high scores. Mine was not one of them. I got 102, but I still had fun. We've got Dennis with 236, heads up play 150. My cat is sitting on my mouse, so I can't scroll up to TCTC's score. 171. Nice. Well done, everybody. I will have to get some pointers from you next time you're in the store. Tell me what the heck you were doing right that I was clearly doing wrong. But yeah, that is the easiest board on Super Skill Pinball 4K. There's 3 other boards.
The D&D theme. That's what that guy looks like. With its leveling up. There's Disco Fever, which just sounds hilarious. There's Disco Pinferno Multiball. That's always good. The Boogie Bonus. Yes. And the Cyberpunk one, which is called Cyber Hack. So not only are you scoring, you're also like accumulating points over on the side here, and I don't know. It's crazy. Good crazy. I haven't had a chance to play the more advanced boards yet, but they look super cool. So that's about it for me. I'm Andrea from Rain City Games. Thanks for playing Super Skill Pinball 4K with me this morning, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrea. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought a pinball-themed board game would be there.
I know. When I first heard of it, especially with the name, Super Skill Pinball 4K, I'm like, oh my god, that is the lamest thing ever. And proved me wrong, didn't it? Also, the little like half ball things that are your little pinballs are just, when we opened the box and saw those, we just started giggling because they're so cool.
Can't judge a game by its name.
No, apparently you can't.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we've got